right, Izzy, I started to type this in an email and it is just going to get a little more complicated. So I'm just going to talk you through it and then hopefully this makes sense. So when you're using hazards ratios, you're right that what we're saying is that it is significantly associated with a bad outcome. So essentially what we wind up doing with your article is creating sort of a double negative situation. So if we know that a factor is associated with a bad outcome, then we definitely know that that factor can't be associated with a positive outcome. So we have to be really careful about how we word that, because we can't say that the opposite of this factor leads to a positive outcome. We can't say that because that's not what we studied. But what we do know is that this factor is definitely not associated with a good outcome. So I've looked at a million articles today and I cannot remember what the factors were in your article, but I feel like age came up pretty consistently with Parkinson's. So let's just use an example. If we have, age is a predictor of a bad outcome for Parkinson's. So increased age is associated with a hazards ratio that is above 1, and 95% confidence interval doesn't include 1. So we know that this is a significant association for increased hazards or increased odds of developing a bad outcome with Parkinson's. We can't say, so if increased age leads to a bad outcome in terms of Parkinson's, we can't say that younger age leads to a good outcome. That isn't what was studied, that isn't what was examined. But what we know is that increased age does not lead to a positive outcome. So since we're bending the rules a little bit with your group in general, but what we can say confidently is that increased age does not lead to a positive outcome. So we can eliminate age as far as, or increased age as being something that can lead to a good outcome. We can't say that young age does lead to a good outcome, but we know that increased age definitely doesn't lead to a good outcome. I hope that makes sense. That's the way I would want you to talk about it in your presentation and in your critical appraisal. Again, we have to be really careful to limit our conclusions to the things that we studied, but I think you're still getting the kinds of answers that we're looking for in terms of factors that are helping us identify things that do lead to a good outcome for patients with Parkinson's. I hope that helps. If not, email me and we will schedule a meeting to talk through it in a little more detail. Okay, good luck.